Ninapomwamini kila binadamu mwishowe ananigeukia. Dunia nizamishe ama uniweke niishi peke yangu. Kwani ninapomwamini kila binadamu mwishowe ananigeukia.
No.
This was just...
The heck happened? Kigeugeu is live. Kigeugeu is here.
Dunia nizamishe ama uniweke niishi peke yangu. Kwani ninapomwamini kila binadamu mwishowe ananigeukia. Dunia nizamishe ama uniweke niishi peke yangu.
What up, what up, what up, what up? What up?
Kila binadamu mwishowe ananigeukia. Nimtazame nani nimwamini nani?
Nani, nani.
Nigeukia. Vigeugeu, vigeugeu, vigeugeu wananigeukia. Namwamini daktari sana amponye.
Somebody call that Njeri and Joy Smith. I know they're all pseudos. Call them here.
Mama mzito namwamini mkunga mzalishie mtoto baada miezi 9. Mkunga anamgeukia. Mtoto anamgeuzia.
Thanks, Shiko. I don't like it. I made a mistake. I'll tell you all about it. It was supposed to be this color. It's red, ginger. I made the... Come on, tag, even the bullies. Tell them to come here. I'ma address this crap now. Do I have spinach in my tea? Terere? Hi, Gekonyo. Sasawa too. Hi, Megs Mwende. Itaneni. I don't think it's you, Lois. There's Njeri out there that does not have the balls to use her real name. Tell her to come here. I will be happy to invite her to my life. We iron this thing out. Tell me what your problem is with me. Keep my kids out of your mouth. 5 more minutes. No, less than 5. 2 more minutes. Joy Smith has blocked me. I know it's a pseudo, but I think I know whose pseudo that is. And I'm Ogumo tree drinking your wine. I see you, Shiko. Kumekujo. Wazi. I want the bullies here. And anybody who's calling me a bully. Tell them Kigeugeu is here. They're calling me Kigeugeu and they have no stand to begin with. They just follow whatever everybody says. Kigeugeu. Ndege yangu Kigeugeu. Call them. 1 more minute. Hi, Warimo. What up, my Kenyan peeps? You know, and this is Angie Shiko coming at you this evening. I had a very, very important topic to discuss today, but before I go there, let me just say that I will not be looking at your comments because I really have a lot of things to say. First of all, I'm an idiot. I wanted to color my hair with this color. This is golden blonde. Me, Kichwangumu, I went and bought ginger blonde. Now I look like I'm a redhead. I don't like it. Anywho, it is what it is. At least my hair has grown a little bit. First things first. Women of Kenya, I am talking to you. If you have the chutzpah, the balls, to call me out, me, Angie Shiko, and today I'm just talking about me, Angie Shiko. Wajiko, wadewa. Wawahito. If you have anything to say about me, jitokeleze with your real name. Woman to woman, eye to eye. Don't hide behind a pseudo because you look so pathetic. And you are a coward. Njeri, over there in Wakilishi, calling me a bitch and mentioning my sons. I have raised those boys by myself. You don't tell me how to raise my boys. You don't tell me what to do. Take them to the park, read them a book. Who the hell are you, Njeri? Why don't you talk Kelezea here and tell me your full name so that we can deal with this woman to woman? You can't do that because you're a coward. I wish I knew who you are. You're in the same category as Monette Roshi, the woman who reported me to my employer. And I don't want to curse anybody. The Bible says we should not use our mouths to curse. But woman, if I curse you, you'll be miserable for generations to come. So if you want to come at me, woman to woman, using your real freaking name and not hide behind a pseudo. Anybody talking about me going forward and you are in a pseudo name, I will not pay any more attention to you. Jerry pissed me off today. Don't hide behind your name. Don't mention my boys. I will systematically destroy you and your life if you put my boys' names in your mouth. I warned you last time when Kwitu Uncensored women were bullying me in Kwitu Uncensored when I talked about my race, my stand on race. Junaitwa kigeugeu. Yet I have made it clear where I stand on race, something none of you can do. You just follow all the Democrats like idiots, like sheep, without knowing the policies and what impacts your lives here in America. Simply because I said I'm a black conservative, you all went against me in Kwitu Uncensored. I took a stand. I did. I took a stand on politics. I took a stand on race, and I stand by it. You want to call me a kigeugeu? Be my guest. You want to call me a kigeugeu because I was friends with Pema DV, a.k.a. Jacqueline Wanjiro Karori. Yes, that is her name. We were beginning a very nice friendship until she insulted Lily Richards to an extent where I was like, no, this one cannot be my friend. I cannot be associated with a person that talks like this and insults a respectable woman. Who is my friend? And I have said that from the beginning. Even when I left Kwitu the second time, I said Lily and Mary Kim, Jinayako, they're my friends. I left Kwitu because of bullies like Jane Wanjiranjero, who went on to bully me while in Kwitu for a joke I made. It may have been a distasteful joke to those women. I thought it was funny. Maybe that was not the platform to place that joke. But it led to Jane Wanjiranjero telling me that I'm mentally ill. I reported her to her employer. She's very lucky she did not get that license revoked because she had already deleted the comments she had made in Kwitu by the time I went looking for it. She's a coward. Had that comment gone to her employer, she would not have a job today. I am warning you women, keep my name out of your mouths. You want to call me a kigeugeu? That's fine. I've already made my stand. I stand with Lily Richards. She has been nothing but kind and gracious to me and a lot of other women. Find something better to do with your life. Bullies, Jacqueline Wanjiro Karori, yes, that is your name. I ended our friendship when you insulted Lily on our video that was watched by over 3,000 people. You insulted her husband, and I said I cannot be friends with you. If that is a kigeugeu, I don't know what to say. I made my stand clear. This is the side I'm on. Lily Richards' side. Doreen Selly's side. Women who are doing things with their lives. Mary Kim's side. Wairimo Kimani's side. That's whose side I'm on. These women have never done anything wrong to me. Pema Divi has not done anything wrong to me, but she made clear that she's against Lily and she insulted that woman, and that was the end of that friendship. I'm not a kigeugeu. I pick the side I want to be in. Don't get. I'm doing a series called Kenyans Misbehaving in Diaspora. Kenyans behaving badly in diaspora. Last week, I talked about the story of Redemptor, a young girl, single mom, out of Dallas, who was bullied by Caroline Mbithe Inoma, a full-grown-ass woman that went on and on and on about how Redemptor's Nunu smells. And at first, like I said last week, I was like, this is interesting. What's going on? But when she went after Redemptor's womanhood, I said, no, I am not going to be on Caroline Mbithe Inoma's side either. And I went live last week to take Redemptor's side. Now, I know she said, apparently she came on a live and said she doesn't need anybody to talk about her Nunu. But I was not just referring to her Nunu. I was also referring to my Nunu that used to smell. And I'm not repeating that topic. But the bottom line is, Redemptor posted a very benign comment on her wall on Father's Day. She was remembering her deceased dad. She was sad. It was Father's Day. Caroline Mbithe Inoma, they were friends on Facebook. They don't know each other personally. Went into her wall and started berating Redemptor, telling her that as Facebook in-laws, we are tired of you whining and pining about your ex-husband, Dulo. Grow up, get over it. Redemptor, with her young wisdom, went and took a picture and posted it and said, this woman has a flat ass, or she has cockroaches in her hotels. By the way, I need to know which hotels those are, but that's besides the point. I would expect that of a 30-year-old girl like Redemptor, 29, 31. But what Caroline Mbithe Inoma did is not something I would expect a 40-plus-year-old woman to do. Insult a young girl. For what? She's a bully. Jacqueline Wanjiro Karori is a bully. She called me an alcoholic. When she goes on her live, she looks more alcoholic than I do. Huh? Caroline Mbithe Inoma, you're a bully. I stand with Monica and everything she said. Period. End of this discussion. Now, let me tell you about another bully. I feel like I'm yelling. Am I yelling? I don't care. I'm pissed. Come at me with your real name, bitches. Don't come at me with a pseudo. Sijui Joy Smith. Sijui Jerry. Come at me with your real name. All right, I'm not going to spend an hour repeating myself over and over again. Let me get to today's topic. And one more thing. Y'all don't know that I'm already famous in my father's eyes. And when I say my father, I mean God. I was raised by a single mother. I never got to meet my biological human father. I don't miss it. I never missed it. I was looking for the love of my father, God, and I found it. That's my father. So, let me tell you the story of Kent Washington. And I'm doing this because, like I said, when I left Kwitu the second time, I nominated myself as the anti-bully czar. I said it. I posted it on my wall. I said, anybody that bullies Lily, Mary Kim, Gina Yako, I will call you out. I will get your background information and I will anika you. I said it. Somebody cried hula baloo. Lily told me, girlfriend, just remove that comment. I am not going to give you permission to do that. She doesn't have to. But anybody that bullies another woman, I am going to anika you. I will. Watch this space. So, Kent Washington is another bullying story. It's another story of Kenyans behaving badly in the U.S. What happened was, and mind you, I have permission to speak about this from Nancy Wasolo, the owner of Rafiki restaurant out of Washington State. And I have permission to speak about this from Nyokafi Monyaka, a sweet young girl, still in her 20s, that went out of her way to help a woman called Wambui Nyokafi. So this is what happened. Wambui Nyokafi was working for a company called Optiven Properties, which is a company in Nairobi. They sell properties to Kenyans in diaspora, and these properties are obviously located back home. So they come, they tell Kenyans in diaspora about a property, and they sell the property, etc. Wambui Nyokafi was working for Optiven. Optiven helped her to get a visa because they were coming to America to sell land to Kenyans in America. Once she got that 5-year visa that was sponsored by her employer Optiven, Wambui Nyokafi quit her job at Optiven. She quit because she says that she was not being treated properly, she was being underpaid, and she was not happy with Optiven, so she quit. This is immediately after getting her 5-year visa. So Optiven, of course, moved on. They came to America. They did their thing. After maybe a couple of months, I didn't get what length of time that was. After a couple of months or so, remember now Wambui Nyokafi has a 5-year visa to come to America. She managed to get money to buy a ticket to come to America. She borrowed that money from her grandmother. Apparently, her mother refused to lend her that ticket money because her mother knows how her daughter is. She knew that her daughter may not be able to repay this money. So her mother refused to lend her $1,800, 180,000 shillings. But her grandmother did. And she used this money to buy a ticket to come to America. She had made plans here in Washington to be hosted by a Kenyan family, a Kenyan couple in, I don't know which city, I think it's Seattle. However, that didn't work out because the woman host found text messages between Nyokafi and her husband. And they were not very good text messages, obviously. They were unsavory, so to speak. So the wife told the husband, this is not going to work out. We cannot bring this girl into our home if you guys are already flirting via text. So this is like a day or two before her flight that her host family canceled those plans. So what does Nyokafi do? Wambui Nyokafi, keep track with me because there are two Nyokafis here. The good and the bad. I think this is why I'm called Kigeugeu, because in the beginning, I was on Wambui Nyokafi's side after I saw all her messages on Facebook, and I was like, who is mistreating this girl in Kent, Washington? Who is mistreating this girl? Until I got to hear the story, then I backed up and off and I said, no, okay, I have to pick a side here. That's what I do. I have to hear both side stories. And then I decide what side I'm going to be in, as opposed to some of you Kenyan women who just follow each other blindly, like idiots, because of a loyalty, of a friendship that is, I don't even understand how you can be friends with some people. People who call you Mtombi. People who call you Mboch. People who tell you they're going to rape you. A woman telling you they're going to rape you. A woman who says Faith is this and that because she's LGBT. Faith Rich, my girl, a humble, sweet woman. You're going to be friends with such women who talk about raping other women? Who call their husbands Mogoka? What has Jere got to do with the beef you have with Lily? Jacqueline Pema, Divine, Wanjiro, Karori? Where do you get off bringing Jere, a wonderful man, into your own mess? Constantly crying, oh, they're coming after my son, so I'm going to come after you. You're a bully. Where was I? So about a day or two before her departure, Wambui Nyokafi has nowhere to stay. The host family has rescinded their offer because she was flirting already with the husband via text. So she calls an old friend from Nauko where they grew up. They may have gone to the same high school or they lived in the same neighborhood. The friend she called is a young girl that lives in Washington called Nyokafi Monyaka. I'm writing these names down so I don't mix them up. One boy Nyokafi calls Nyokafi Monyaka and says, girl, listen, I'm supposed to be arriving there in a day or two. I don't have anywhere to stay. Can I come and stay with you? Nyokafi, who surprisingly, I've talked to her twice. Brilliant young girl. She's not even 30 yet. She's not even 28 yet. She knew the questions to ask Wamboe Nyokafi. She said, well, what are your plans? Because Nyokafi Monyaka has a one-bedroom apartment. She's going to school. She's working. She has bills to pay. She's a responsible young woman. She doesn't want to be stuck with a Kenyan who has come here with no plans. So she asked Wamboe Nyokafi, what are your plans when you get here? Wamboe Nyokafi said that she's coming in the guise of a weed conference in Washington. So apparently there was a weed conference in the state of Washington. And Wamboe Nyokafi was coming to that conference. I don't know why, because weed is illegal in Kenya. I don't know what she was going to do with that information in Kenya. But she said that is going to be the way she's going to come into America. And she told Wamboe Nyokafi, she told Nyokafi Monyaka that she was planning to go back to Kenya in 2 weeks so that she could plan herself better and then come back permanently. Nyokafi Monyaka told her, listen, I will be going out of town in a week, a prior engagement, so jipange, but I will pick you up. Haya. January 9th, 2020. Wamboe Nyokafi arrives at Seattle Airport. Nyokafi Monyaka goes to the airport to pick her up. She's nowhere to be found. She arrived there at 12 p.m. looking for Wamboe Nyokafi. She cannot find her anywhere. She started crying. Listen to this. This young girl is an angel. Every time I talk to her, I want to cry. Nobody would do this for anybody in these United States of America. Nyokafi Monyaka stayed at that airport for 8 hours looking for Wamboe Nyokafi. She started crying, wondering what happened to this girl. Where did she go? She stayed there for 8 hours waiting for this girl. Kumbe, Wamboe Nyokafi had been not arrested, but had been retained by the airport police, the immigration police at the airport, because they were grilling her to see why she's coming to the United States, right? That has happened. So apparently she was being grilled because of her story, coming for a weed conference in America. After 8 hours, the immigration police realized she's not changing her story. Her story is staying the same. So they let her go into the arms of Nyokafi Monyaka. This young lady that had stayed at the airport for 8 hours crying, wondering where is this girl. On their way home to Nyokafi Monyaka's house, Wamboe Nyokafi told her there's no way she can go back to Kenya because of what just happened to her. She will not be able to come back. She has to stay here. Nyokafi Monyaka told her, girl, you have to do you, but here's the thing. I have a one-bedroom apartment. We cannot share. So you need to figure out what you're going to do and where you're going to stay. But she didn't leave it at that. The next day, so she arrived on January 9th. I don't know what day of the week that is. I can look in my calendar. They rested the next day. Obviously, Nyokafi Monyaka let Wamboe Nyokafi relax. After a hideous journey, you can only imagine being grilled for 8 hours at the airport after almost 24 hours trip, right? Then that Friday, this young girl, my new buddy, my newest friend, Nyokafi Monyaka, called Nancy Wasolo. Nancy Wasolo is well known, not only in Washington, but also in Boston, where she came from, for helping Kenyans. Helping them. Kama hawana makaratasi. She is known to accommodate them and their families and the children in whatever little quarters she used to have. She's known for that. So all this time I'm listening, I'm like, Allah, this Nancy is sounding like a wonderful person. That Friday, Nyokafi Munyaka calls Nancy and says, look, do you have an opening? Because I have this young girl, she needs a job. This is 2 days after Wambui Nyokafi landing. Nancy said, actually, let me check with my husband, but I think we are hiring. Let me check with him though. They called that same day and said, come over, let's do an interview now. The same Friday evening, Wambui Nyokafi was hired by Nancy Wasolo. She had only been in America for 48 hours and she had a job. Minimum wage in the state of Washington is $13.50. Nancy Wasolo, her husband, and their Rafiki restaurant business was paying Wambui Nyokafi $14 an hour, 50 cents an hour more. And she started working immediately. The first night, I understand she had $400 in tips because she has a great personality. The customers were enjoying her. She made $400 in tips the first night. So that Saturday, remember, this is now 72 hours later, Saturday. My girl Nyokafi Munyaka takes Wambui Nyokafi. Keep in mind, Wambui Nyokafi did not come with any clothes on her. She did not come with any clothes. So not only is she eating and sleeping at Nyokafi Munyaka's one-bedroom apartment, that Saturday, Nyokafi Munyaka takes Wambui Nyokafi to T-Mobile, buys her a new phone, pays for a new line at $50 a month so that Wambui Nyokafi can have a phone. In addition to that, I can't even imagine spending my children's money buying somebody, a full-grown woman, a phone. Somebody I've not heard from for years has just arrived. I buy her a phone and a line, and I'm paying her bill. In addition to that, my girl Nyokafi Munyaka helps her open a joint account because obviously we know the banking laws here. If you don't have a social security number, an ID, you cannot open an account. So they opened a joint account and then eventually figured out a way to open an account where they got some help from a Kenyan in Washington who was able to open a Bank of America account for Wambui Nyokafi so she could have her own account where her paycheck and her tips would go. Hiya. So, she's settling down nicely. She has a phone. She has a line. She's using my girl Nyokafi Munyaka's credit card to pay for Uber and Lyft to go to work. From Nyokafi Munyaka's apartment to Kent, where the restaurant is, by Uber or Lyft. It's a 35-minute drive. It's about $70 both ways. Nyokafi Munyaka was paying for this with her credit card. Granted, Wambui eventually paid her for that, about $700. On January 15th, 2020 was my girl Nyokafi Munyaka's birthday. Her friend told her, hey, you can't be alone on your birthday. Come over. I'll cook. We drink some wine, celebrate, blah, 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 etc. And they invited another friend couple of theirs. The guy is called Kevin Ndolo and his live-in girlfriend. They invited them. So there's Kevin Ndolo and his live-in girlfriend. My girl Nyokafi Munyaka and her ex-boyfriend who had offered to cook for her a birthday dinner, which I found to be so sweet. And then Nyokafi Munyaka said, hey, you want to join us instead of staying in the apartment alone? Come on, let's go eat dinner then. If I decide I want to stay over, you'll just use an Uber to go back to the apartment. So they go for the party. And she was very uncomfortable because Wambui Nyokafi was flirting with Kevin Ndolo the whole night. Mpaka she refused to go home. She was like, can't I just sleep on the couch? So anyway, she ended up sleeping there. That weekend, the following weekend after that party, after the birthday party, Nyokafi Munyaka, my girl, was going to a prearranged meeting in Nevada. So she told her, keep my house clean. I don't want visitors in my space. Just get an Uber, go to work, come home, period. I'll be back after 2 days. I'm checking my notes here. I don't want to miss anything. Hey, do not come at me, people. Do not come at me telling me I'm defaming anybody. This is the truth. And the truth hurts. So, my girl Nyokafi Munyaka has gone to Nevada for her meeting. Turns out, Wamboi Nyokafi had, instead of using Uber to go back home from work, from Rafiki restaurant, had called Kevin Dolo to take her home. And when they had gotten to Nyokafi Munyaka's apartment, he had stayed over. They had made love or had sex on my girl Nyokafi Munyaka's bed. Yeah. And this is somebody's boyfriend. So at this point, I'm already losing respect for this girl. You've just arrived. You're already sleeping with somebody's man in somebody else's house after you've been told to respect her house. Okay, I'm like, let me just listen a little bit more. So she keeps going. When Nyokafi Munyaka returned from Nevada and somehow she found out that Kevin Dolo had spent the night at her house and they had had sex with Wamboi Nyokafi. So she said, that's it, you have to go. Guess what she does? She looks around, asks Kwitu, reaches out to Kwitu, the Kwitu, original Kwitu, and asks for help looking for roommates so that she can help Wamboi Nyokafi settle down and move out of her apartment. Kwitu women responded and they found a nice house, by the way, a nice house with an elderly couple. And they had two bedrooms they were renting out. One was already rented out. Wamboi Nyokafi rented out the other one, the other bedroom. It was $600 a month for rent. Nyokafi Munyaka went to Walmart and bought Nyokafi, the other Wamboi Nyokafi, an air mattress, gave her beddings, gave her clothes, because remember, Wamboi Nyokafi didn't come with any clothes from Kenya. Gave her clothes, told her, whatever you want from my closet, take it. Beddings, everything. Air mattress she bought for her. And then she moved her from her apartment to the room she was renting from this couple. Wamboi Nyokafi was good to go. Everybody here will agree. Nobody goes through life that easily, having just landed in America. This is all happening, literally. Whew, I have goosebumps. Literally within a week of her landing, she had a job, a well-paying job, $14 an hour, $400 in tips per night. Now she had her own room where she was paying $600. Granted, she paid my girl Nyokafi Munyaka's $700 that she had used for Uber and Lyft, going back and forth to work. This new apartment that Nyokafi Munyaka helped her find was a 5-minute ride by Uber to Rafiki restaurant. So she didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars on Uber and Lyft. It was just 5-minute ride. Nyokafi Munyaka is telling me she was concerned. She didn't want this girl because Rafiki is open until 2:30 a.m. And by the time they clean up and close, it's 3:30 a.m. She was concerned. She did not want Wamboi Nyokafi to have to be out there late at night, right? Made sure she had money to get an Uber very close to her house so she can go to her apartment when she's done. Impressive. I keep telling Nyokafi Munyaka, you are an angel. So, Nyokafi Munyaka has done what she can. She has helped this girl settle down. Now we enter the part of Rafiki restaurant and Nancy Wasolo. Just about the time she was settling in at Rafiki, COVID-19 happened. This is the kind of woman and man Nancy Wasolo and her husband are. And this is what pains me with bullies. You attack people who have such good character. People who are so kind and loving and generous and patient. You attack women who have helped and given of their lives. And I don't understand why you do that. Why do women attack women of substance, women of character, phenomenal women? Why? Is it jealousy? Are they jealous? It has to be jealousy. Wivu. Because guess what Nancy Wasolo and her husband did? Oh, God. COVID has happened. The restaurant is now shut down by the state. Nancy and her husband let everybody go. The employees who had other opportunities for income were let go, either because they had a second job that they could still work or they were receiving unemployment income. I spoke with Nancy for a long time last night and I got all these details from her. She knew Wamboi Nyokafi had nowhere to go. She had no makara. So she kept her on the payroll, even though the restaurant was closed. Kept her on the payroll. Around April 2020, I know Wamboi Nyokafi was talking to an attorney to help her with makaratasi. She goes to Mr. and Mrs. Wasolo, Nancy Wasolo and her husband, and she asks for a $2,000 loan. Nancy and her husband did not hesitate. You want $2,000? Here. She got the $2,000. She paid $1,000 to the attorney. Nancy and her husband never asked what she did with the rest of the money. They gave it to her with a clean heart, but there was a contract for her to repay that money. And the contract to repay the money stated in part that they will be taking out a little bit out of her paycheck until the $2,000 is paid in full. In addition to that, they told her, you don't have to start paying back this paycheck until COVID is over and you're back to work and you're working at least 80 hours a week. By the time COVID happened, by the time she quit her job, I'm tearing up because this is the kind of woman Nancy Wasolo is. This is the kind of woman Lily is. Lily will go out of her way to help somebody. With her busy life, she read my entire memoir so that she could give me a review. These are the women I want to be associated with. I do not want to be associated with bullies like Jacqueline Wanjiro Karori, who thinks she can come up in here and call people out of stupid names that I can't even repeat. Nancy Wasolo told this Wamboi Nyokafi, who turned on her later, turned on Nancy and bullied her. Not much after this. Told her, don't worry about repaying the $2,000 until COVID is over and we are reopened and we are on for at least 80 hours a week. Then you'll start paying kidogo from your paycheck. They didn't even ask her what she was going to use the money for. She's the one who offered the information and said she wants to get a lawyer. Hire. Remember, she's now still working there. Kidogo, she was not let go because Nancy Wasolo wanted to keep her employed because she had nothing else. She has no makara. She can't get unemployment. She can definitely not get another job. Hire. So, where are we? June 1st. Wamboi Nyokafi's birthday. She requests Nancy Wasolo to use Rafiki restaurant and Nancy Wasolo's chef to have a little party at the restaurant with her friends, a dine-in party with her friends. Nancy Wasolo did not hesitate. She said, sure, go ahead. She provided the chef. The chef was already cooking. In fact, even Nancy Wasolo and her husband were there. Nancy was telling me last night that she even was telling her husband, so you play a certain song for Wambo Nyokafi, a song that she likes. And her husband was like, oh, we just played it already. I think they're doing something else. That is the kind of person Nancy is with her husband. They let her have her party. And she came in with her cake and her friends. Nancy was there. They had a great time, from what I hear. They were even taking selfies. I have a text message here that Nancy sent to me. On birthday night, on the night of the birthday, I think it was the 1st or the 4th. I don't know when Wambo Nyokafi's June. This is June, very early in June. After the birthday party, remember how Nancy and Solo have been gracious to this girl, opening up their restaurant to enable her to have her birthday party. Her first birthday party in America was done in style. She gets a text message. Nancy Wasolo now gets a text message from Wambo Nyokafi. And it says, Vayo Nyokafi, that's her full name. I think it's Violet Nyokafi. I need a tissue. My kids are not here. She says, this is a text message that after having a party in which her boyfriend, George, was also in attendance, and just a little bit of information, George, the one you see with Wambo Nyokafi driving to Oregon in the car, where Wamboy just loses it. George is a brother to my girl Wairimo Kemani's husband. So she sends a text message to Nancy that night, and she copies all the employees. So she sends it to their group WhatsApp for the employees of Rafiki, and she says, I cannot continue working for a business that I am bullied and harassed by Nancy Wasolo constantly. So far, everything I have told you is the truth. This woman has never been bullied, not in the least by Nancy. She says, Nancy, you have been mean and so disrespectful to me as an employee and has made my life a living hell at Rafiki. Many times you asked me to check which ladies came to Rafiki to snitch on them. You even went ahead to try hook me up with men. Shameless. You have told me how you would have fired me a long time ago. Well, I quit. Never disrespect your employees, no matter what. What a shame. And then she left the group. So, the following day, the owners, the business partners of Rafiki Restaurant, being Nancy, her husband, and their business partner, they hold a meeting in which they conference call Wambo Nyokafi. And they say, Sasa, since you've decided to quit, what are we going to do about the contract you signed for $2,000? Ordinarily, that is the next step because she has quit. She owes this business money. There has to be a way to repay that money. A contract is a contract. She started saying that she's being bullied because Rafiki is asking for her money. She yelled at the business partners, saying she's being bullied, and then she hung up on them, disconnected the call. So now, Rafiki, and by the way, they're also trying to tell her and return the Rafiki t-shirt uniform that she wore. She said, she yelled and screamed and they told her, you don't even have to return the t-shirt. We just need to know what we're going to do about this $2,000 that you borrowed. It is a contract. Anyway, that Monday, this woman, Wambo Nyokafi, Wambo Nyokafi, started saying that she's going to sue Nancy for bullying her. She sent the message to Solo and she blackmailed Solo, stating that if Nancy continues to collect the debt from her, the $2,000 debt, she will post messages in Facebook to bully Nancy. And what do you know? That's exactly what she started doing. When I was pulled into this mess, those are the messages I was seeing being pasted and blasted everywhere on Facebook. This woman, Vayo Wamboye Nyokafi, claiming that Nancy has bullied her. But she was doing that as blackmail because Nancy and Solo were just trying to collect their debt. So all those rants she posted on her page were all lies. All lies. Just to bully Nancy because Nancy is trying to collect her money. She posted Facebook messages saying, this is on June 7th, Wednesday, posted a message on Facebook demanding her paycheck, which was about $200. Solo told her, unfortunately, we withheld that to put towards the loan that we lent you. Oh, she was mad. She was mad. Her $200 had been retained to pay her debt. She went live on Facebook claiming that she's being bullied, that her life is in danger. That's the live I saw, and I was like, okay, enough is enough. Who is bullying this girl? Remember, I've already named myself the anti-bully czar of Facebookville. So my antennas were up. I was like, this looks like a very young girl in the age group that I like to talk to because I have been there, done that. I need to know who's bullying her so I can help her. I was going to help her. She started saying that Solo was hitting on her. She's being bullied and she's afraid for her life. She could never provide evidence of the bullying dates or times because, like any other good business, Rafiki has cameras everywhere. Apparently, so Rafiki was done with all the lies and the lies. So they filed a lawsuit, a defamation lawsuit against this young woman, Vayo Wamboye Nyokafi, and she was served. She received the letter from the attorney. This is the language that bullies are going to need to understand. I'm about to hire a lawyer myself. That's why I'm saying, if you want to bully me, use your real name and give me your state. I'll find your address and I will serve you. You will be served. I'm telling you that right now. This is where it's going to go. All these bullying, you think you can come up here insulting women, defaming them, slandering them, and you think you can get away with it? Libeling them? No. I'm going to sue your ass for defamation of character. Watch this space. And that is exactly what Nancy Wasolo and her husband did. Kudos to them. That is how you shut down a bully. And trust you me, she shut the fuck up. The lawsuit was served. And in her desperation, this young girl, Vayo Wamboye Nyokafi, but let me back up. Nancy Wasolo, through her attorney, said, if you can go live and publicly apologize for defaming Rafiki, defaming our good name, lying that you were being bullied, lying that your life was in danger, lying that Solo was sexually harassing you. If you do that, we will drop this lawsuit right now. Kichwangumu, full of weed, refused. And this is where I like to draw parallels into my life. When I talk about a story, it has to do with my life. Because that's how I was at that age. Late 20s, early 30s. I was on weed still. That demon has followed me all the way from Massachusetts. From Connecticut. And I was quitting jobs left and right because my mind was not working straight. I was losing friends. I was burning bridges. I was constantly angry because of weed. It messes with your brain and you can't think straight. Vayo Wamboye Nyokafi, if you're listening to me, the first thing you need to do is get off the weed. Then you'll be able to think straight. Because if this defamation lawsuit, which already has a date, a court date, it will destroy your life. It will follow you everywhere you go in these United States. You'll never be able to settle. Hiya. She refused to to apologize. So out of desperation, this girl, she's so stupid. I'm sorry, but she is. No, I'm not sorry. She is stupid. She calls the employees trying to get them to get to her side. She calls a guy employee. She's like, you remember how I used to tell you I don't like to be held somehow and I don't like to be hugged somehow by men? So she's now trying to say it wasn't Nancy's husband that was sexually harassing her. It was an employee. The employee didn't pay attention and disconnected the phone. Kidogo, she's calling Rafiki. Can I order some sausages? And then she tells the person on the other line, do you know who this is? And the employee of Rafiki is like, I'm pretty sure this is Vayo. And then she goes there to pick up the sausages. They refuse to serve her because, and I agree, Kabisa, what if she goes and says she's been poisoned? This woman is a witch, a bully. They refused to serve her sausages, and she left. Kidogo, she's calling back. Oh, I think I lost my phone in the restaurant. They looked at the CCTV cameras, and so she only walked out of her car with one or two things, and the phone was not one of them. This is the kind of madness we are dealing with in diaspora. Mentally sick people who don't know they are mentally sick. They are exacerbating their mental illness by over drinking and taking weed, and then they look stupid on social media, insulting fantastic, phenomenal women. This is the bullshit we're dealing with. And then somebody comes in my inbox. You are the bully. You're a fool. Go suck a dick. Listen, I don't like sucking dick. It's nasty. I'm a germaphobe. I do not suck dick. And nobody goes near my punani either. I don't do that. I don't do 69. I don't do, what are the scientific names for? I don't do cunnilingus. And I don't do the other one. I will throw up. I will gag all over that. Somebody just inboxed me, Joy Smith, talking about go do what you do best. Sucking a dick. Who says that? People who talk like that, insulting somebody's sexuality and their womanhood, is someone who has a very limited vocabulary. So they don't know which words to use. So they just hit the lowest level they can. Back to Vayo Wamboi Nyokafi. So the phone was never found. She has been served. The court case is in early 2021. If it goes through, she's doomed. But real quick, I don't know if you all saw the video of her and Georgie, driving to Oregon. Apparently, Georgie had said, let me just take her out of this situation. Because it was getting really hot in Kent, with this Rafiki drama. So George took a trip with her to Oregon. We all remember seeing that pathetic video. Oh my God, it was so pathetic. I was like, girlfriend, you're lost. Apparently, when they got to the hotel, she lost it. She started saying that Georgie has been sent to convince her to apologize to Rafiki. An ambulance had to be called. When the ambulance arrived and the police arrived, this girl started saying that Georgie is attacking her and she's afraid of him. The same guy that drove her to Oregon for a weekend away, got a hotel for them to relax, lost it, and started claiming that Georgie has attacked her and she's afraid of him. And that Georgie is threatening her. When Georgie heard that, he got into his car straight to his family. Apparently, he has 2 baby mamas and several kids. I don't know what he's doing with this little girl. George, come on, man. Anyway, do you know, after that Oregon trip, Vayo Wamboi Nyokafi was homeless. She was in a shelter. She started calling Georgie, pretending to be nice all over again. The same guy you almost put in trouble because Georgie could have been arrested for domestic violence. That's a whole other mess for George that you don't need, George. She was put in a homeless shelter. She didn't like it, obviously. She's very high maintenance, you can tell. And stupid George went and picked her up from the homeless shelter, took her back to his house, and they're back together. Why am I talking about this girl, Vayo Wambui Nyokafi? It's because I see myself in her when I was her age. And I want to impart some wisdom. Number 1, get off drugs. Stay away from drugs. Number 2, get yourself a really good lawyer. Do a crowdfunding, fundraiser, whatever. Call Shosho to give you money because you're going to need good representation. Based on what I've heard, Rafiki has a serious case against you. And if found guilty, you're done. Number 3, grow up. You're a hot, hot mess. I said it. So, this is my series, Kenyans Behaving Badly in Diaspora. Last weekend was Kevin Dula behaving badly, spreading disease, STIs, STDs in America. Stop it. Shame on you. This week is Wambui Vayo Nyokafi. Stop bullying Rafiki, Nancy Wasolo, and her husband. Get a life, young lady. Nancy Wasolo, her husband, and her business are covered by the blood of Jesus. Get that through your thick weed head. I used to be a weed head. I know exactly what you're going through. Listen to me. Stop. Now, I don't know what I'll talk about next week. Next week, I wanted to talk about the dildo from China. I really want to talk about that one. Because if you see it, you'll run away. But I feel obliged to continue addressing these bullies, Kenyans behaving badly in diaspora and naming you by your name. Jacqueline Wanjiru Karori, bullying Lily Richards, who has done nothing to you. You defamed her and slandered her. And to this day, you have not brought any proof that she is misappropriating Kwitu funds. Why don't you use that energy to go after Namelekoi Sane? Is it Sane or Sane? She's the one who stole Kwitu funds that we had contributed for poor Maasai children. She stole that money and kept it. Lily, I was in Kwitu then, came on live crying, begging us women to contribute whatever we can because this money has disappeared and now it's on her. Everybody's blaming her because it's her organization that raised the money. We raised money immediately for Lily. We were all crying, watching her cry. What did she do? She took a plane, flew to Maasai Land, Sijuka Maningong Nandi Nauko, and took that money to those children, amongst other suppliers. There was a video on Kwitu. There were pictures on Kwitu. Lily did that. Why don't you go and attack this Namelekoi Sane who is still harassing Lily? What do you have against Lily Richards? This woman has not done anything to you, Jacqueline Wanjiru Karori. Shame on you. And I hope you're going to pay for what you're doing to Lily. Stop harassing her. Stop bullying her. Stop slandering her. She did something with your life. How about you do something with yours? Instead of spending hours talking bullshit on live. All those people who have bullied Faith Bonereri Rich, a sweetheart of a woman who has done nothing to anybody. She made a choice to live her life the way she wants to live her life. Who are you to insult her, telling her that you don't wear strap-ons? Meno 68. Did you create her? Have you looked at yourself before you start calling another woman Meno 68? Jacqueline Wanjiru Karori and Carol Nyatich NY. Don't come after me, girl. Have you looked at yourselves lately in the mirror and compare yourself to Faith Rich? She's gorgeous. You're a hot mess. Stick with your little friendships that you have decided to stick with. That's fine. I'm sticking with mine. I'm sticking with strong, phenomenal women who don't bully. But if you ever come after me, my children, you better come with your real name so I can get you served. Is that clear? Is that clear? Thank you. That's all. I'll take questions. Who has questions? I don't know how to twerk, Karoshiko. I don't have your big nyash. Cool. Hi, Mary Kim. I love you, Sissy. Any questions? I am done with today's topic. Maybe next week I will talk about that dildo, but if another topic comes up about a bully, trust me, I will talk about Kenyans behaving badly in diaspora. Number 1 is Kevin Dulo. Number 2 is Vio Wamboe Nyokafi. Number 3 is Jacqueline Wanjiro Karori, aka Pema Divine. I've been told not to mention Karonya teacher's name, but she's also behaving very badly. Talking about coming to rape women. Who says that? Is it a poor vocabulary issue or what is it? Wairimo. Oh, you guys. So yesterday, all right, I'm going to close with this. Yesterday, oh, Lordy Lord, I was cooking my terere and beef. I decided, watch, I go to my bedroom, I pass by the cage and I find them mating hard. I separated them. This morning I woke up. I called a bird sanctuary here in Columbus. I don't know why I had never thought about it before. I should have thought about this before. So me and my sons, we packed all their stuff, their food, their toys, their cages. We dropped them off. I cried a little bit because I love nibbles. But apparently, the lady that runs this sanctuary was telling me that birds get attached to each other. So because I had put Benji, the boy, inside Nibble's cage, thinking, they know their brother and sister. They're not going to be mating. They bonded. They fell in love. Because what I had done, I had taken Nibbles first. I wanted her to go. I'd be left with Benji because Benji's very entertaining. He's very funny. When I get there, the lady's like, are they bonded? If they bonded, you can't separate them. They're in love. Huh? She goes on to say, Ati, one of them will die of heartbreak if you separate them. I said, okay, let me just go bring the other one. So we go back in my car with my boys. Came back and picked Benji up and all his crap. When they saw each other, it's like they were hugging. Suffice to say, there will be no more pets in this house. I don't ever want to. This is the 3rd pet I'm returning. I've returned 2 puppies and now 2 birds. I'm done with pets. So they're over there. I was so happy. The sanctuary has so many beautiful birds. I posted the pictures on my wall. Oh my God. I was laughing. I was so happy. There's so many birds. Those are bird ladies. Watch they kauko. Yeah. So, anywho, I know I messed up their entanglement. I am telling you, I messed up their entanglement. Whew. Anyway, I'm done. I am ready to now, I made a gitoero earlier, so I don't have to make dinner today. No, Kelai, I don't have dry spell. I am good. People are telling me I go do what I normally do. Do you know the last time I saw a male appendage? Joy Smith, a.k.a. Pema Divine, maybe, a.k.a. Jerry, a.k.a. Namela Koi Sane. Could be one of you. Pseudos. The last time I saw a male appendage, a real male appendage, I can't even tell you. I'm done. Done. Bullies, I'm coming after you. I am my own self-appointed anti-bully tsar. I am coming after you. Watch this space. Bye-bye. Have a blessed week.